Hey guys, it's Sam. Just bringing you your weekly warm flow. Although, if it's a nice sunny day out, um, might be a warm flow or it might not. You just may end up building a little heat with the movements themselves. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, we'll start just on our backs if you want. You can also just come into a bound angle pose. So soles of feet together, knees are out. If they feel a little achy or it's too much on the knees, just to have them kind of floating in space, you can roll up blankets, or even if you have yoga blocks, you can prop them underneath the knees. But also, you just may notice over time, gravity kind of takes them a little closer to the ground. And then the feet here as well can be close in to the body, or maybe they scoot out away a little more. So it's whatever is comfortable for you, whatever feels good. And always, always, always remember that if you start one place and it feels good for a little bit and then it doesn't, please switch. It's not worth it to stay and be kind of anxious or not feeling good in a certain place. If you can make it better, make it better. So once again, you can start sitting upright. You may want to kind of fold forward or rest the forehead on the hands here. You can also take one of my new favorite resting poses. Also to start, so a bound angle, but taking the hands up over the head or even the arms. So either way, it's a little breezy. So just kind of finding a spot where you just want to be, where it feels good, so you can kind of focus and allow yourself to arrive here and settle. You can begin to take your attention inward to your breath and kind of just watch it for a moment. You don't need to change it just yet. And maybe you just try to equal out the inhales and the exhales. A count of 4 is typically something that's attainable. Or if you've got a prayer or a mantra, you can repeat that quietly to yourself, like in your head, as you inhale and exhale. Just trying to be nice and equal and relaxed. Nothing should be forced. Nice and long, slow breaths. And the goal is for you to be able to still breathe with this ease as you move through all of these poses today. You can practice Ujjayi breathing if that isn't anxiety provoking and feels okay to you. So this can be done just by constricting the back of the throat slightly as you inhale and exhale. There should be just a little audible noise. Once again, it shouldn't be anything that's forced. So if it doesn't feel great to you, or once again is anxiety provoking, maybe just focus on the nice slow inhales and exhales. Or if you find that moving through the poses, you can't do that Ujjayi breathing and you would rather focus on that, you can lay here and just breathe the whole time and you will still reap many, many benefits. Because quite honestly, I could just, like I said, lay like this for probably the rest of the time. But you know what? I think it's time that we start to do a little more movement. So if you're laying down, you just slowly bring your knees in together. And if you are sitting up, maybe you just come down onto your back. So we've got the knees here. Maybe just do some windshield wipers with the knees side to side. And you can even take feet out to the edges of the mat. This blanket blew all up on me and I didn't even realize it. You can take your feet out to the edges of the mat and then allow the knees to roll in. And then here you may want to take both knees kind of over to the right. Maybe back to center. And both knees over to the left. And back to center. I'm going to just do a twist here too before we kind of get moving. So maybe left leg out straight. Bring your right knee into your chest. You can roll that ankle out. Flex the toes, point the toes. You can stay here if you like, or if you want to take a twist, you can bring that right leg across the body to the left side. And then I roll completely up onto the left hip. And then you can look back to the right side if you like. Just imagining and feeling that nice twisting motion of the spine here. On your next breath, you can come back to center. Bring that right knee into the chest for another moment. And then maybe bring the left knee in as well. And rock side to side briefly. Or make little circles. And then you can let the right leg come out. Left knee into the chest. Once again, you can roll that foot. And if you're ready to twist, you bring the left leg across to the right side. And you can look back to the left. On your next breath, you can come back onto your back. Left knee into the chest again. And then you can bring the right knee in as well. just let the soles of both feet come to the mat. So we'll do just a little bridge here. You can inhale or exhale, rolling the spine up gently. You can leave the arms to the side. You can also walk up onto the shoulders, clasping the hands underneath. You can come down if you've stayed up. We'll do another bridge here. When you're ready, inhale or exhale, pushing up. And you come back down. Maybe windshield wiper again here. I mean, we'll do some fancy roll up. I mean, you can if you want, but you can also just kind of come up with your hands behind your back, fingers pointed toward the feet. And then we're just gonna, this is gonna bug me if I don't fix it, sorry. We are just gonna come to a reverse tabletop. So when you're ready, you can inhale or exhale, pushing the hips up. And you can continue to look front. You can also drop the head back if it feels good. You can maybe move the weight around a little bit. You can come back down on to your sits bones, maybe round forward. And then we'll do one more reverse tabletop, so fingertips pointing toward the toes. Inhale or exhale, pushing up. And maybe here you can try lifting a leg. Coming up onto the toes. And then you can let the hips come back down. You can round over. And then we'll make our way to a regular tabletop. And we'll move through some cat-cows here. So making sure your positioning feels really good to you. Inhaling, letting the belly drop, head tilts up slightly. Exhale, rounding the back. Chin comes toward the chest. So this move can be as long or as slow as you like. Just moving with your own breath here. And after your next cat, you can come back to a standard tabletop and we'll make our way into our first down dog. So just go ahead, however feels good to you to get there. And then just spend a few moments kind of getting out all your movements here. Maybe walking your dog. Or taking the legs wide. Some people like to do that. Might notice a better stretch in the backs of the legs, a little less weight in the hands here. On your next inhale, you can come up on your toes. As you exhale, you can walk your feet into your hands to come to your first forward fold. Knees can be bent here. Let gravity help you. On your next inhale, we'll come to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale the arms up overhead. And then you can exhale the hands to heart center. So we'll just kind of do a little more movements here now. Oh gosh, she's taken off the sweatshirt. It's getting real now, folks. No, just kidding. It's just, hey, it's a little sunny out. We're going to move. So when you're ready, hands are at heart center. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step your right leg behind you. Lower your right knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees, to the hips, or the arms can come up overhead. Then you can exhale the hands back down to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale and step back to plank. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale and lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. Doesn't have to be super high at first. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale to down dog. We'll inhale the right leg up behind. As you exhale, right foot comes through the hands. Lower your left knee to the mat for the lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees, to the hips, or the arms can come up overhead. Then exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Then exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left leg behind you. Lower your left knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees, to the hips, or the arms can come up overhead. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step back to plank. When you're ready, we'll exhale and lower down to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale to down dog. We'll inhale the left leg up behind us. As you exhale, left foot comes through the hands. Right knee comes to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale your hands to the knees, to the hips, or the arms can come up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step your right foot up to your left for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right leg behind you. Lower your right knee to the mat for low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up, or anywhere else if you're not ready for the arms to be up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. Inhale, back to plank. And then when you're ready, exhale and lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. Inhale the right leg up behind you. As you exhale, right foot to the hands. Lower the left knee to the mat. When you're ready, we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. Then exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left leg behind you. Lower your left knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step back to plank. Then exhale, lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale the left leg up behind you. As you exhale, left foot comes through to the hands. Drop your right knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up. And then exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then exhale the hands to heart center. All right, so now we're just going to add some more fun things in because variety's the spice of life, folks. So when you're ready, we'll inhale. And you can keep your hands in at heart center, or you can bring the arms up. We'll come up onto the toes. Work on that ankle strength and flexibility. And maybe you later bring the arms up. Exhale, you can let the heels come to the floor, forward fold. Let's just take a little twist here. So we'll keep the right hand on the mat, bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight. You can put the hand to a block too if you like, or fold it up blankets or whatever you've got. And then you can inhale that arm open to the left. You can twist. And you can look up to the arm or you can look down to the mat. You can also take a bind here, just dropping the arm back behind you and reaching for that right thigh if you like. Just for a little shoulder stretch. If you've got the bind, you can bring the arm up. And then exhale back to your forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step your right leg behind you. Lower your right knee to the mat for a low lunge. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up. And then you can exhale, twisting over to the right. So as you twist, the arms can come out to the sides like so. You can keep the arms up. You can also bring right hand to the left knee and then the left hand to the back, like to your low back. And you can look behind you. This might be more accessible with the hands here to look behind or to feel sturdy. Then you can inhale the arms back up. And then you can exhale both hands to the inside of the left leg. Yep, dragon. Actually, and yeah, I've been doing this all wrong. It's dragon with the knee down, and I believe it's lizard if it's up, or maybe it's lizard in regular yoga and dragon in yin yoga. You know, a bunch of names for everything. Regardless, so you may have to kind of heel toe your left foot kind of out of the way. I like to angle my toes off the mat slightly. And then you can, you may have to scoot that back knee back a little bit or up if it's achy to have the knee on the mat. You can put a blanket under it. It might nice. Just breathing here. You can come down onto your forearms if that's your jam. And then we can kind of heel toe this foot back to the center for a regular lunge. And so what we're going to do now, you can move through your low lunge and then kind of back into that runner stretch. And then here with this runner stretch, just trying not to like scoot this right hip out too much. So once again, if you think of like my famous cue, left hip back, right hip forward, that'll kind of help keep everything in line. And so you may want to stay here. You might like this, maybe inhaling, coming up slightly, exhaling back down into the fold, or maybe you inhale or exhale to your low lunge, and then the other part of your breath back. And then you can do the same thing with this low lunge. Maybe you like inhale up, exhale down, or kind of like inhale, come back, exhale, lower. So there are like a lot of different places to go here. Another little breath here. You can come back to the slow lunge. So what we're going to do is make our way up to crescent here. So you can curl the back toes if you like, pop that back knee up, and then when you're ready, inhale or exhale, and then readjust as you need, but now you're up in your crescent lunge. And making sure that the shoulders aren't up in the ears, so kind of, you may have to kind of roll your shoulders down the back. You can look up. You can bring both of your hands together in front of your heart here. You can try to back bend. That makes this very tricky. That's why I didn't go very far back, because I felt like it was going to fall. And then we're going to come to a warrior three here. How fun. So when you're ready, you can kind of hop in, or you can launch to your warrior three. Everything's very engaged here. And then you can step that back. Ooh, thank God for that wall. And we'll come to a warrior one here. In here, it may be a little easier to put the hands together, and then you can back bend. Slowly. And then you can exhale warrior two. That left foot is still our front foot. Right toes point to the wall to our right. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale to your side angle. And side angle, the forearm can be up on the knee. You can also bring the hand down to the mat. The arm can stay up or move to the front of the room in either. And then on your next breath, we'll come to a wide leg forward fold to a straddle. So you can just walk the hands to the inside. Both of the toes will point to the front. Allow the head and the neck to hang here. You can reach the hands through if that feels good to you. All inhale to a halfway lift. And then you can exhale back to that twist. You can bring the right hand to the left leg here, and you can stay in a twist like this. You can also twist the arm up and look up. Exhale back down to center. And then when you're ready, you can walk back around to the front. Left foot is kind of in the center here. Inhale back to plank. And then when you're ready, exhale, lower down to the mat. We'll inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. Then exhale back to down dog. You can inhale your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, right foot comes through to the hands. Lower your left knee to the mat. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. As you inhale, step your left foot up to your right for your halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. And then we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, the hands to heart center. Whew, okay, we made it back. So when you're ready, we'll do it all over again. So we will do our inhale up on the toes again, because that's always a good thing to do. So when you're ready, you can inhale up on the toes. Remember, arms can come up if you like. You can keep them in at heart center. And then we'll exhale. You can bring the heels to the mat, forward fold. We'll do that little twist here. So left hand to a blanket, a block, a book, or the mat. You can bend that left knee. Inhale, and you can twist open to the right. Getting a good stretch down the back of that right leg. You can look up at this hand. You can look down at the mat. And you can also go for a bind here. Bringing the right hand to the hip. And breathing into that space, creating a lot of, or breathing into the stretch rather, and trying to create space there. You can bring the arm back up if you've got the bind. Exhale the hand to the mat. We'll inhale to halfway lift. Then you can exhale the hands back to the mat and step your left leg behind you. Lower your left knee to the mat for the lunge. When you're ready, we'll inhale the arms up. And then you can exhale and twist. So we'll twist over to the right. And remember, you can keep the arms up. You can lower them out to the sides. You can also bring right hand to the low back. Left hand might come to the knee. You may be able to twist a little more this way. But also more of a twist isn't like, gosh, you don't have to be twisted into a pretzel. You know what I mean? Falling over. But you just may notice a little more difference there. So then you can inhale the arms back up. And then exhale the hands to the inside of the right leg. So we're going for that dragon or lizard here. So kind of get into a spot that makes you feel good. If you've taken one of my classes before in person or on here, and I've done lizard pose, I am sure that I've mentioned that this is not one of my favorite poses. Well, I mean, it's better now than it was, but I used to dread 1,000 times dread this pose. But the things you don't really like are usually the things that your body needs. You know. So, like, I'm befriending my lizard here over time, slowly. All right, so you can kind of pick up your right hand, kind of heel toe back into your standard low lunge here. And then we'll just move back and forth through the low lunge and the runner stretch. So finding somewhere that works for you, where you're getting the stretch that you really want. In the light, I'm noticing all these dog hairs on my clothes. Alrighty. And you can come back to your low lunge. So what we'll do here is we'll curl the back toe. And then when you're ready, you can inhale or exhale and make your way up to your crescent lunge. So we're up, we're strong, we're up on the ball of the back foot. We're making sure that our shoulders aren't, up in our ears. Nice and strong. And remember, hands can be our heart center, arms can be up. You can even put the hands behind the head, bend back slightly. Next breath, we're going to make our way to Warrior 3. And then back to Warrior 1. So remember here, once again, hands can be in our heart center. If your arms are getting tired, you can also bring hands together. Back bend here. And no, that's not Berman. That is the neighbor's dog, Ellie. She's a sweet, sweet Doberman. When you're ready, next breath will come to Warrior 2. Nice and strong here. Inhale, you can come back to your peaceful warrior. Exhale to side angle. So remember, your side angle might stop with your forearm on the knee. You can make it an extended side angle with the arm coming forward to the front of your space. You can also bring your hand to a block or the mat. Arm can come forward. Next breath, you can walk the hands to the center. We'll come to that straddle here. And then we can take a little twist, so left hand to the right leg. Yeah. And then when you're ready, you can inhale or exhale, arm coming up. Right? I did that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we already did that. Side. You can come back to that straddle fold. And your knees don't have to be straight here. They can be a little bent. You can inhale to a halfway lift. I forgot to do that earlier. And then when you're ready, you can walk your hands back around to the front. We'll inhale and step back to plank. When you're ready, we'll exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale to plank. Then exhale to down dog. When you're ready, you can inhale your left leg up behind you. As you exhale, left foot comes through the hands. Drop the right knee to the mat. When you're ready, you can inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the hands to the mat. Curl your back toes. We'll inhale, step up to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then exhale, the hands to heart center. So cool. So we're pretty much done with the flowing portion of class. We'll do a little bit of balancing here, and then kind of cool it down for your happy Shavasana. Happy joy. If you ever watched Ren and Stimpy, that's what I grew up on. Explains a lot. So we will come to a tree here. So if you're ready, your right leg can be your sturdy tree trunk, if you will. And then kind of kickstanding, seeing what feels good to you. Maybe the kickstand, maybe up on the calf. You can also bring the foot up onto the thigh. So arms can stay down at the sides. You bring the hands start at center. You can also let your branches grow. You can let your branches spread and grow, because it's like spring. Things should be blooming and budding. It might be windy. You might rock side to side. You might let your left arm come down, or too much. I was gonna say something, but most of you probably wouldn't get it. So you bring your arms up, left hand to the left leg. You can bend over. If you haven't fallen yet, I was gonna say you could try to close your eyes while you're up here. And if you haven't fallen yet, you rock my socks. Really cool. And if you have fallen out, you still really rock my socks, because you guys rock. So we'll pretend that we haven't fallen out. You'll bring your foot back up, and then we'll try to come to a dancer here. So you can let that leg come front, and then you'll let the left leg come behind to the left hand. This may be where you go from here. That's really cool, because you're still balancing. It's not easy. You can also put a little bit of a bend in the knee coming forward. You might go here. You may also bring your hand to the mat or the block and try not to fall on your face. And take this little stretch. Thank you, Michael Johnson, for making me realize that I can do this. I just have to approach it from dancer to down to the mat. You can let go of that. And then forward fold here. When you're ready, we'll inhale and come back up. You can bring the arms up if you like. And then we'll just do that tree from the other side. So left leg will be your nice sturdy trunk. You can bring that foot first kickstanding to the calf, to the thigh. And then when I've got my foot into my thigh, I am really pushing it in. I've got my whole left leg, my glutes, core, everything is really engaged here. So yeah, tips on engagement, just like squeeze it. Like imagine you're a pine tree and you're like trying to push sap out a tap or something. I don't know. I've clearly never tapped a pine tree for syrup. That's the best analogy I've got. Cool. So if you're like, oh, let's move on to the next one. So you can go to that dancer. So right foot into the right hand. You can stay up like this. Remember, very cool. I love you. You can also kick the foot into the hand. You can also bring the hand down a little tighter on this side, but the stretch sure does feel nice. You can let that go forward fold. And then you can just come to a seat. If you want to squat, please do. I'm never going to stop you from squatting. Squatting is very cool stuff. So we're sitting, finally. So you can just come to a nice forward fold here. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling forward from the hips. And then you can exhale and fold forward just to wherever meets. If you're not like anywhere close to your toes, it doesn't even matter. You know that? Because you're still folding. Like here, you could still be here and you're folding. And you know what is like a nice relaxing thing to do? The backs of the hands kind of like pushing into the eye socket just gently. That is supposed to be very relaxing, putting pressure on the eyes and enacting that parasympathetic response system, you know, rest and digest, because that's what you need to do. We're getting ready to rest. If your hands do come to your feet, you can keep them up top. You can also bring them to join around the bottom. And then we'll just do like one of my favorite little other stretches here. So you can bring the legs apart slightly. And then you can also keep them together too. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. So you can bring right hand to the outside of the left leg. You can fold forward here, kind of as we were doing. You can also let your left arm drop to the mat, a block, a blanket, whatever, and then kind of think of pushing your right shoulder up to the sky and your head down a little closer to your leg, just a little bit. And then you just might notice a nice stretch up the back side of your neck on the right side, even into the low back, that quadratus lumborum. Next breath, you can come back up, and left arm to the outside of the right leg. Remember, you can do your regular fold. You can also let that right arm come down. Left shoulder up, so now you'll be hitting, and if you let the right ear come down to the right shoulder, you'll notice a little bit more of that neck stretch. On your next breath, you can come back up. And then we'll go ahead and lower down onto our backs. It's like, what am I even going to say here? If you want to sit up and take like a straddle forward fold, that might be nice just to kind of see where we're at. This is better for me than I usually am. Didn't do a lot of like super targeted hamstring work, but we did do some hamstring work. And sometimes when you're standing, you've got gravity kind of helping you, so you can get a little deeper. So this just might help you kind of see, oh, like I did do a little bit of work on the backs of my legs here. How nice. So anyway, you can bring them together. I am going to put this sweatshirt back on since we're bringing it down and the sun is behind some clouds right now. Gotta keep my shades on. So anyway, you can roll down onto your back. And then you can bring your knees into your chest if you like. You can do a little bit of that rocking side to side. You can even roll the hips around in some circles. And then you can let both soles of both feet come to the mat. And we'll just do a little figure four or like reclined pigeon here. So you can keep your right foot on the mat. You can let the left leg cross over that right thigh. This might be enough stretch for you. If it is, stay here, very cool. If not, you can lift the foot off the mat and you can hold behind the right thigh. You can also hold in front of the shin, or in front of the shin, on the shin. And then remembering to, the stretch will be a little less intensified, rolling over toward the right side. But if you kind of roll, to the left, and then if you roll to the right, you'll notice a little more of a stretch here in the left hip. not staying here super long, you can let that right foot drop down to the mat, and then the left. And then when you're ready, you can cross the right leg over the left. Bring them in. See where you're getting enough stretch at. Both sides are different. You can let the left foot come back down to the mat and then the right. And then you've made it. It's Shavasana time. So you can stretch out however feels good to you. You can always take your legs up the wall, get a blanket or socks. If your feet are cold, cover up with a blanket. You just want to get yourself into a nice, comfortable position where you know you can be still and just kind of watch everything happen and relax and watch your mind. So just kind of take a few minutes here, or not a few minutes actually, a few breaths, and just kind of decide what would feel good to you. Making sure as you settle into your final resting place that you aren't holding on to any extra tension, your muscles aren't kind of strained or flexed too hard. And maybe as you lay here, you can just kind of make a list of the things that bring you joy, the things that you are grateful for. And maybe you think of one thing, and then you just kind of allow yourself to feel in your body the feelings associated with this thing that you're grateful for, this person, this place, this thing. Just let it fill your body up. And let allow you, or allow yourself to feel good about it. And keep thinking about these things. Because especially as our time in separation in our homes, draws on and on, it can be easy to get kind of caught up in the things that we aren't able to do, the things that we want to do, the things that we can't do right now, the things we haven't done, the people we haven't seen. It gets really easy to kind of focus on those things and forget about all the things we can do, the ways we can communicate with our loved ones, with our friends, with our family, and the things that we do have going for us, the things that bring us gratitude, the things that we're grateful for. So even if you can only think of one thing, very cool. Just think about that thing. Maybe each and every day you find a little moment to think about all the things that you're grateful for. When you feel ready, I invite you to bring some awareness back into your body, however it naturally occurs. Maybe allow your inhales to become slightly longer than your exhales. You can roll to one side of your choosing, taking an inhale to get there, and then a nice long exhale once you make your way there. And then when you feel ready, I invite you to join me in a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center, eyes closed, and the gaze down. I'm so grateful to be able to practice with you all, no matter time or place. We are still together in this. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Namaste.